Hey guys, what's up? This is Gina Ifoe, the one and only African superstar. I'm out here freezing a little bit. But the good news is nobody's going to be interrupting my video out here. So that's really good. Today I want to talk about this subject, and this is also in response to a comment. And the subject matter is the American passport gives you liberty. So if you don't travel, that's on you. I received a comment on one of the previous videos in which the person was saying, why should I, as an American, have to travel? If Africa's so nice, why aren't Africans, why are Africans coming here? And, all of this type of stuff and blah, blah, blah. And I very simply want to respond to this and say, if you are American, you have liberty to travel the world. That is one, if not the only benefit, really, of coming from the West, is easy access around the world. Actually, I believe the American and British passports give you the most visa-free access, of passports. Other countries, many times, are required to get visas. And that's the case of African nations. Things are currently being developed modernly and stuff like that to alleviate that. They have what is called the ECOWAS passport, which is a collection of West African countries in which they can go through without having visas and things like that. But at the end of the day, we have the liberty as Americans. We also have access to the US dollar, which what that means is when we go to other countries and we cash that in, a lot of times it'll double and triple in some other currencies. People that are coming from nations and they have to actually measure up to the US dollar or the pound, it takes a substantial amount of their local currency to be able to do that transaction. At the end of the day, we have the liberty. We have the liberty. Getting a passport in America is as simple as taking a picture, getting your birth certificate, going to the post office, filling out the application, submitting the fee, and you send it off. I believe it goes to Washington, D.C. You get it back within about a month. Okay? It's just that easy to get your American passport. And believe it or not, some of you guys that still watch this channel and have been watching this channel for years still don't even have your passport. And the bottom line is, it's just that easy for Americans to access a passport and begin exploring the international community. People will talk about money. I've done a lot of videos about various ways to raise money. In my opinion, that's an excuse. Because if some of you guys want the new Jordans, or you want lottery tickets, or you go to the casino, or, you want to go to the new Tyler Perry play, you guys can find money to do that. Others of you get tax rebate, tax refund checks, you get all these things. You have access to income. So if traveling was really on your list of things to do, you could absolutely do it if you were serious about it. And I really don't have sympathy for people that talk about they want to travel, but they can't travel. I do get it. Some people are ill. Some people have health conditions that would impact the way they travel. Some people, their finances are very, very tight. Some people have children, they're single parents, and they would have to manage childcare and, whatever. There are definitely some extenuating circumstances. But for the general person that's like, I want to travel, but I don't travel. Do you realize how long you've been watching this channel? Some of you guys are new subscribers, but some of you guys have been watching legit for years. And you've also been watching me, Dinah Samir, Wodamaya, Nappy Briggs. You've been watching other members on this channel like Susan's Tribe, Barbara Sutton, Gregory Wyatt, Aaliyah, Tantarese. You watch these people also traveling. So at the end of the day, if that's what you want to do, then do it. I don't have tolerance here for people that are lame and can't accomplish stuff. I'm not that kind of individual. I want to be with an audience of my peers. I don't want to be with people that are not accomplishing anything. Because you know what? At the end of the day, there's so much stuff to be done. There's so many needs in our community. There's so many problems happening. You know what I'm saying? And those of us that have the wherewithal need to be finding solutions. That's what we need to be doing. Any person that just comes and they just talk and they just want to talk and they want to... This is not a talk show. I am not a talk show host. Don't watch me like the evening news. Don't watch me like your favorite reality show. That's not what this is for. Okay, this is an interactive platform. This is a platform of resources for people that are looking for information because they want to implement that information. I don't have tolerance and patience for people that waste my time or the time of others. You got people that are focused and serious and intent, serious with intent. And then you got some joker coming around trying, you want to, trying to crack jokes and stuff. This is no laughing matter, guys. This is very serious out here. And I just want to tell you, I can't take it easy on you. I can't really, ingest your excuses. Because for all intents and purposes, I've had a lot of things that should have stopped me too if I allowed it. I've had a lot of people saying, oh, well, this is, you're not going to be able to do this and that. But I chose to do it. So I overcame that. I was actually thinking that on the way to work today. I was thinking about a series of things that people have told me that I shouldn't do or I'm not going to be successful in and all of that. And everything that they have said. And I'm going to give myself a little credit on this. Because to be honest, when people tell me I can't do something, I then have a vendetta. I then have a vendetta to prove them wrong. I really do. And so if at that time I wasn't giving 100% towards whichever goal I had in mind or whatever, when someone tells me I'm not going to be able to do it, I'm then 100% in. Because I didn't have a point to prove. And I'm all about proving my point. If you are an American or you're coming from Europe and stuff like that, and your papers are settled and you're a citizen and you're not traveling and you say you want to travel, but you aren't taking the necessary steps, that's your fault. It's nobody else's fault but your own. You see so many people out here doing it, so don't tell me it's not possible. And again, if you really wanted it, you can make it happen. I've done 10 international trips this year, guys. Real talk. I've done 10 international trips. I don't have a car. I rent a room that I share in a house with the landlord. Okay, so basically what this means is I wanted to travel. So I reduced my outgoing expenses so that I could have more expendable income to do what I wanted to do. What I'm saying to you is where there's a will, there's a way. I could have a posh flat here in the UK that I'm paying like £1,000 for every month. You know what I'm saying? I could have a nice car. They got nice cars out here. I'm in here in Europe. They got the BMWs. They got Bentleys. I love Bentleys. Okay, that's my dream car right there. You know what I'm saying? They got Range Rovers, and stuff is affordable because this is Europe. So it's not as expensive as if I was in America. I could have a luxury car. That would be nice. When I walk to work and it rains, my feet get wet. That's not nice. Sometimes I get dirty because of the rain and the dirt and stuff like that. If I could just jump into my smooth Bentley, with heated seats and, I could avoid the elements a bit more. But guess what? That sacrifice is doing so much in benefit to my life that it supersedes the posh flat and the nice Bentley car. But guess what? It's all about choices. I've chosen to go a different direction because I learned in my youth how meaningful and tangible things are, and exposure and experience. I want to know things. I want to have a command of things, especially things that have been kept from me. Especially things that have been concealed from me. That's exactly what I want to know. Because if things have deliberately been concealed from me, I'm smart enough to know there was a reason why it was concealed. And I want to get to the bottom of it. And that's why I've been traveling. Because when I used to ask people around me, guess what? They didn't have the answers. They didn't have the answers. I didn't have the answers. And nobody was closer to getting those answers. So I decided to be the person with the answers. Go find the answers, Gina. Go find. And I tell you guys all the time, I really honestly don't, it's taken me a long time to even think that I was just really special. I just thought, well, hey, I'm just a girl out here just trying to make a difference. But, Because to me, it was just as simple as, okay, well, I'm just getting on a plane. I'm just going somewhere. You know, I work a job. I just saved money and bought a ticket. You know, it was easy. I went online. I Googled what to do. I found out about the visa. I submitted. You know, it's not complex. But you know what's ironic about it is by me doing something that is simple, you know, which it is simple for me. But I think I've just been graced in this area of traveling and exploring and, you know, a lack of fear and things like that. By me simply trying to address a void or a lack of information, me pursuing that has elevated me in my life. You know, it's lifted me up high. It's made me visible because I made those tough choices. You know, I think as people in the diaspora, I feel like kind of like the big brother mentality. I feel like we are the ones out of all, you know, black people in the diaspora that should be instrumental in a Pan-African movement. And I do think that because we are in these Western environments and we can tap into some of the resources currently, that we should. And that we should use those benefits to edify our homelands. That's what I believe. You know, I know it's easier for someone in America and Europe to travel around the world and travel around Africa than it is sometimes for people that are living in Africa. You know, those of you in America talk about how expensive it is to travel to Africa. I guarantee it's even more expensive to travel interior Africa for a native African person. You know, at the end of the day, put aside childish things. You know, those of you that watch my channel, the majority of you are over 30 years old. So what do you look like talking about you can't do this and you can't do that? You are an adult now. You're not a baby. You don't live in your parents' house where you got to ask permission. You don't have a car and you don't have a job and you don't have income. Now you are an adult and you can make decisions. You can make plans. You can put things into place. Do you realize that pivotal people throughout history were the same age as us or younger and was able to accomplish so much? That should inspire you to be useful. So, you know, that's my video today. That's my video today. You know, I can't. A lot of stupid comments, I just delete them because I just can't. Some of the comments I do feel like deserve a response, even though I still delete them. This was one of those comments. You know, it was clearly like, it was, I think they even had like the ADOS hashtag and stuff. And I'm just like, look, you know, why are ADOS people so obsessed with what Pan-Africans are doing? Why? Why do you guys keep coming to our channels and, you know, stuff like that? If you're all about the states, then just be about the states. That's cool. It's fine. We understand everybody's not going to come. Why do you feel the need to try to discourage us looking for freedom? Because you are satisfied in that environment. That's what I don't get. And that's why I know that it's an eternal battle that they deal with. Because something in them is also telling them, you know what, you should be on this track. But they're not. So they feel defensive. And therefore they try to attack those of us that are going for freedom. But they can't stop us. You know, they can't stop us. Can't stop what we're doing at all. They have no relevance, especially on my platform. Big shout outs to the African Superstar family. Big shout outs to my YouTuber family. I love you guys. You know who you are. E-Love Mary Gray, African Tigress, Dinah Samir, Nappy Briggs, Woda Maya, Police Brutality, Sarwa, and so many others. I love you guys. Thank you for lifting up my platform. Thank you for supporting me. Until we meet again, stay black and true. If you ain't black, just stay true.